In today's video, we are creating some Mother's Day DIY gifts. So you'll actually want to give your mom for Mother's Day, especially when you just want to add in a little bit of extra homemade touch to look like you really cared about the gift. So I have some really fun projects for you today. Please leave me a big thumbs up and let's get on into it. Alright, so the first gift idea I'm sharing is using one of these little glass jewelry boxes from the Dollar Tree. I found this in the plus section. But I know that several people have reached out and said that they are struggling to find this exact box. If you cannot, I have been seeing similar pieces at TJ Maxx as well as Ross Dress for Less. But you also can check your local thrift store or craft stores for any kind of little trinket box like this. Really, the point of this is just taking away this technique. You can actually skip the epoxy and just grab some clear school glue. I'm just brushing it all over the top of this and making sure that I'm getting that same texture. And then you can see that I got too much, so I'm scooping a little bit back in the bottle because I thought at first I was going to have to sink the flowers down in here, but really you're just wanting like a thinner coat. You can place your flowers down and then do another coat right on top. I love using more of like pinks for Mother's Day, but you could definitely personalize this to who you're gifting it for. You could take these flowers, you can spell out an initial with them, or really whatever you would like. I'm just sprinkling around a few more little flower petals, letting that completely dry, and then going over it with another coat. By going over this again, you're really protecting all of those flowers. I like to grab my pressed flowers from Amazon, and I'll have a ton linked down below if you're interested, but I feel like it's the perfect thing to easily dress up any kind of trinket that you can find. And if you wanted this to be an even nicer gift, you could put some like jewelry in here or even place a gift card right inside. Alright, whenever I think of a Mother's Day gift, I think of items in the kitchen as well. As for me as a mom, that's like a lot of the like gifts I get, I use in the kitchen or want to decorate in the kitchen. It's kind of like my space. So I have a really fun idea. If you use a wooden cutting board, and I'm showing you that you can find them inexpensive at Walmart, but this one I even found cheaper. It was in the clearance section at Walmart. I think it was a fall item, but it was really plain with just that little leaf at the top. And I wanted to really dress this up, make it like more warm and cozy and just a fun gift to give. Once again, coming in with my clear glue, I used painter's tape to tape off the top, put a thick layer of clear glue down, and then coming in with some more pressed flowers. Now I use pressed flowers a lot in this video because it just screams more like feminine gift to me. I just think it dresses up any item that you want to add it to. And now that I've discovered that you can skip the epoxy and add clear glue for pieces like this, it is just a game changer. You can also see that because I'm using glue and not epoxy, it's very forgiving. I'm able to touch it. It's not making like as harsh of fumes, and I can just pull the flowers out if I didn't like them. I placed all the flowers down, let this completely dry, and then once again going over it with another layer to make sure these are nice and sealed off. None of the petals are going to break off. I removed the painter's tape, but look at this project left behind. The perfect gift idea, and you could even take it a step further, add their name on there, and just make it more personalized. Okay, so I made this back at Valentine's Day, but you can make this any day of the year. I felt like it was an incredible project to make. All you need is a stuffed animal, which I know they put out tons of little stuffed bears and cute little Mother's Day themed bears closer to Mother's Day, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But for this project, you just need a stuffed animal as well as some candle wax. Now I had some older vanilla candles left over, so that's what I'm using. I have a ton of candles on hand all the time, but I melted it down, put it in this ice bucket that I got at Dollar Tree just because it's disposable and it's big enough to dip this bear in. I did have to grab some like grilling gloves, heat resistant gloves from Walmart, because this wax is hot after you melt it down. So pretty much all you're doing is stuffing the little animal or this teddy bear down inside of the wax. You want it fully saturated, squeeze it out, and then using like a fork, or you could use your hand if it cooled off, you just want to fluff up the fur. And this not only kind of preserves the bear, makes it look really cute sitting on the shelf, makes it look more of like a decorative piece and not just a teddy bear, but it also puts off a delicious smelling fragrance, the smell of the wax, and I just love it. I feel like it's kind of like a room diffuser without having anything ugly sitting around, but a super cute little project that you can make and a great gift for your mom. Alright, next up we're going to be making a custom mirror. I found these large black round mirrors at the Dollar Tree, and I'm pretty much just doing the same thing. Going to apply some clear school glue as well as some little dried flowers around the edges. I decided to go with more of like a purple theme, keeping it the same color just to make it look a little bit more put together, and then putting a coat on top. Now I did try to place the flowers in one direction, but I feel like to gift this to your mom, it would look even better if you wanted to get on like a Cricut or use some stickers and spell mom across the mirror. So many things you could do here, and this would be so great for like a makeup vanity, or I don't know, just the possibilities are endless, but I feel like this is the cutest little thing. Once again, using a ton of those pressed flowers. Now you can use this as a mirror, or you could pair this with a candle and make it like a cute little decorative tray, but I feel like this is really fun and a cute way to just dress up any plain old mirror. A nice way to make some Dollar Tree inexpensive pieces look better is to grab them all in the same color. Dollar Tree has out a lot of purple like beauty products right now. I found a couple of name brand makeup items as well as some beauty products, so just grab them all in purple. This mug did come from the Dollar General, just they had nicer mugs there, so I grabbed one that was purple, and then just pretty much go in decorating this however you want. Dollar Tree also had this fuzzy little purple fabric that I thought would be the perfect little basket filler, and then she can use that however she would like to, but stuck in this hairbrush. Those makeup microfiber remover cloths are some of my favorite like pieces that Dollar Tree has. I decided to take them out of the plastic just to make them look a little bit nicer, and then stuck some little succulents down in there so it wasn't too much purple. I didn't want to add purple flowers inside of the mug, but then just filling this in with some random little floral picks, and I think it is absolutely adorable. One of my favorite things to put together. A really fun idea is to grab some of these wooden flowers from the Dollar Tree. They're in the crafting section, and pair it with any kind of container or vase that you want to create a gorgeous faux bouquet. Now, I know fake flowers can just be really cheap looking, so why not create a bouquet out of these wooden flowers that she can actually decorate with for years to come? So first off, I started by painting the inside of the container white, or the vase white, and then moved on to the flowers. Now for the flowers, I wanted to be able to see the wood grain, so I decided to water down, so mixing a little bit of water with my chalk paint, water down the paint, and then paint these. I did a couple with mineral colored chalk paint and then one pink just to make it look a little bit more girly, and then I stuck these down inside of a piece of styrofoam. This is the part that I think makes it look so adorable, and that is by adding these wooden buttons to the middle. These are just ones I have on hand, but if you don't have any, you can find wooden ones at Walmart. Stuck the styrofoam down in there and just kind of arranged these little floral picks. I put in some moss and then stole the leaves off of a like fake floral pick that I had, just so this little bouquet had some leaves. But I feel like the moss really elevates it and makes it look like it has like a little grassy bottom. And then these leaves have wire inside, so they were so easy to push down in there, and this is ready to go. Another fun DIY that you could gift to your mom is this utensil holder or spoon holder. Now these are labeled as vases at the Dollar Tree. They're $5 in the plus section, but they are more of like a crock material. So I think they're really hefty and something nice that she could display. And then Dollar Tree had out these really nice wooden spoons. So I also grabbed some of them to gift with this because this makes just a great piece, and it would pair nicely with the DIY cutting board that we made earlier. But I knew I had to dress up this crock rather than just gifting a white container, so I end up just taping off the top, painting the bottom with a couple of coats of chalk paint, letting this completely dry, and then adding a fun little line of dried flowers in between the two paint colors. While I do pick the pink and purple flowers on most projects, I feel like this getting displayed in the kitchen, she might like it to be a little bit more neutral, so I decided to go with some greenery as well as neutral colored flowers. I made this to fit my kitchen, and I just think the colors are so perfect. I have mentioned before that modern decor can be so cold and kind of like straight edge, so this helps to bring in more organic tones, makes it a little bit more cozy, and just gives it a warmer feeling, I feel like. But once again, just using dried flowers off of Amazon, I try to go in the same direction. I love how these are kind of neutral, but bringing in a lot of different like whites and yellow tones. After the Mod Podge dried, I do go over it with some clear gloss spray just to make sure everything's nice and sealed, and this will be easily cleaned. If you have a Cricut, this is a really fun idea. I just went into Design Space and looked up kitchen, and I found this one with a really cute quote about messy kitchens. So that's what I decided to cut out. I am using my Cricut Maker 3, which recently I just got the Cricut Maker 4. But whichever Cricut that you have would work, even the Joy, because this is a really small project. But I go ahead and cut out the stencil, and then I weed it backwards by actually pulling out the words so that I can use this as a stencil, transfer it onto transfer tape, put it onto the wood board, and then painting inside of this. I let that dry. I did want the bottom to be a coordinating black color to look like it's been paint dipped or just the bottom kind of color blocked. I do lay out some painter's tape just for spacing so I can kind of eyeball a straight line. Paint this black, let it dry, add a little rope hanger to the top. This is very easily done. The Cricut makes it super easy, but I feel like this is a really great gift without making it super pink or mom themed. Dollar Tree has out a ton of these mini little wax melts, but if you can't find them at Dollar Tree for $1.25, Walmart has some for under $1. So these are usually really inexpensive. I am putting mine in a glass measuring cup and then melting it down, so just do it in 15-second intervals until it's melted because I don't want this to overheat or mess up my microwave. And then using any silicone molds that you have, I have these little hearts left over from Valentine's at the Dollar Tree. I just filled it with this hot wax and let it completely cool off. It makes the most adorable little hearts, which is perfect for Mother's Day. I decided to do this in 2 colors, so pink and purple, and then you can bag this up in some really cute little clear treat bags. I can find them at Dollar Tree sometimes, as well as Walmart. I tied it with a ribbon, but these make great gift ideas. And if you want this gift to be even better, you can actually purchase her like a wax melter, like a newer one or nicer one, but these are really fun and easy to do. And then you can DIY your own candles. So some people actually paint the wax on the inside of the candle and then apply the flowers, but I feel like some of the wax sets up in front of the flowers and I don't love that. So I usually go in with some clear school glue or some Mod Podge. In this case, I'm using Mod Podge, and I paint that on the inside, then stick the flowers in there, let it dry, do another coat just to make sure everything's nice and sealed off, and then melt down a candle and pour inside. I know you would first want to space these flowers out, but they actually look really good if you layer them, kind of stack them on top of each other, just kind of staggering it a little bit, and then letting this completely dry. And then I like to melt my candles on the stovetop. I use an old pot, fill it halfway full of water, and then on medium heat, I just set this on my stove and let the larger candles melt down. Pour it inside of here. Sometimes it'll dip down on the top. I just usually re-pour a little bit more wax right on top. I hold my wick in place with a paintbrush, but these make the cutest custom candles. You could even use stickers to write something on the inside, but I love these and they make incredible gifts. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Please leave me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you plan on getting your mom for Mother's Day, and hopefully we can all bounce ideas off of each other. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.